Hey everybody, this is Lance Moore. I'm a real estate agent, and I wanted to do a review of GP1 Pro and just tell you a little bit about it. I have to start off and say I'm not a big fan of GP1 Pro, and I'm not a big fan at all of the company. The company is, I don't even want to get into it in this video. I might touch on it a little bit, but that's not really what this is about. You can make the decision for yourself. So I'm going to go over and give you a review, sort of tell you about the program, the good and the bad and the BS that they deliver. I'm going to tell you how you could get really a better program for like probably 70 bucks. I don't know, maybe it's something like 60, what this is. So GP1 Pro is basically a video spinning program. That's what it is. That's what you would look for if you were searching it. So it's a video spinning program. Now, I'm not even sure if this is even Bob and Paul's program. I heard from another person that it's not, that they just license it. So it really didn't make any difference to me. But I could sort of tell that they didn't really have, at least Bob didn't really have much SEO experience or a lot of video experience when talking to him. So anyhow, I heard him on a webinar, and he had a lot of really good information. Bob seems to be a very smart person. It's just, I quite frankly, after talking to him, didn't really trust him. And I'll get into that in a little bit. So what happened is I bought the program, and it touts, and what they say, it's really good for FSBOs, expired listings, even going up against another agent and competing. And the reason why is because most people, realtors, consumers, you name it, know nothing about search engine optimization or video. So you could take a video and rank it on the first page of Google relatively easy if you're using, keywords that are extreme, that let's just say no one searches for, and sellers don't really know this as long as the video has their address in it and they see all these search engine results. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. It's not my fault sellers don't know this, so I thought the program was pretty good for that. And I'm not one that, if I hear something that's good that I think can make me money, I'm going to be very loyal to that person who shared the information with me. I'm not going to go looking around and trying to find it cheaper, because the way I look at it is, look, I'm going to make a lot of money off of this. So if they make money, great. It's just how I am. I'm not knocking people who are going to do that. But if I knew then what I know now, then it would have been a lot different story. So anyhow, let's just start off, and let me just say I did hear about the webinar. The reason why I'm doing this, the reason, and I'll get into the whole program and pretty much debunk a lot of what was said on the webinar, but the problem that I had is I had the program for a couple months. It seemed to be working fine for several months, actually. I didn't really use it for the first couple months. It was probably 2.5 months. I didn't use it because everything was on their website, and Bob told me it was going to be able to go into our website, our YouTube channel. So as soon as it went on our YouTube channel, I hired an assistant to upload about 20-25 videos a day for 2 weeks. And the reason is to build authority. And Bob and Paul even talk about this, and that is true. You need to do that. I didn't want to load too many because I didn't want to come across as a spammy going from 0 to 100 miles an hour. So I started gradually taking it up over that time period. Well, I was a week and a half into it, and I noticed that none of my videos were loading on on my YouTube channel. They were saying they were complete and ready on GP1 Pro on the back end, but they were not. And look, everything I'm talking about, just so everybody knows, because I got to protect my own interest, I screenshot recorded everything with GP1 Pro because, like I said, I didn't trust Bob. So I recorded all, everything that went on, etc. So what happened is, so I have documentation of everything I'm saying here. So anyhow, so I noticed it wasn't loading up, so I ended up contacting them. They basically, Bob shot me an email, hey, everything's working great on our end. We loaded up 700 today. Nothing about in there about, can you, we'll fix it, we'll look into it, I'll give it to our tech people, anything. Make a long story short, they just wouldn't do anything. I ended up filing a dispute. They ended up cutting me off of of my account. But again, let me just go over some of the stuff and tell you, the problems in the software and and why you could get a spinner that's a little bit better for far less money. So you basically come up here in the upper left corner, basic information, and you just order the information. So you name it whatever you're going to name the campaign, and you have your basic information filled out. Then you have the description and the location right here, and you get just a little description of of what's going on, and the property photos. Now this description and location and then property photos is going to take you to a landing page that's created. It's pretty cool, but it's pretty useless. It's a cheap little landing page, and I don't really think anybody's going to go to that to get stuff. So anyhow, I didn't really find too much value in it, but I guess it's a free landing page, and it'll take you to the video of it, and it'll give you the description, and then you could click on it. So anyhow, so basically you get into the spin control right here, and you say how many spins you want it to use. Now, when I was signed up, the most you could do is 20 spins, and I don't really think you need to do any more than that. And then you add video, you add the description of the video, the titles, the slides, and the music, which is royalty-free music. All right, so here's the problem. Here's where I'm going to sort of debunk some of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that they say. First off, don't be fooled and think Google and YouTube doesn't really understand this is a spinning program. When you load up 20 videos like that, Google knows what's going on. The second thing is, when you get into the video description right here, let's say you do 20 videos, okay? You're going to have 20 different titles. There's 3 things that are critically important when you're doing YouTube videos. Number 1 is the title. Number 2 is this description. And number 3 is the tags. They don't use keywords, they call them tags in YouTube. So, and now you can see it doesn't even have tags in here. So this is a huge issue, and one of the main reasons why it's not going to rank very well. So anyhow, what's happening, what you really need to do on the description, if you have 20 videos, you're going to have to write 20 unique descriptions. This is going to take you a long time, and the reason is because it doesn't have a spinning software built in here like this other program that I'm going to tell you about. So if you go ahead and take 20 videos and say use this description in all of them, you're going to have duplicate content on everything. Google's going to basically, I say Google, they own YouTube. YouTube's basically going to penalize you on this. They understand what's going on, folks. Don't think they don't. Whatever you and I think we know, they know more. It's just how it is. So, you're going to have to, if you really want to have things unique, you're going to have to either write 20 different descriptions or use a spinning software. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with what a spinning software is, I'm not going to educate you, but what it does is you go through and you take, you take the word, say, call, and you use synonyms. Like, so you could say call, contact, talk to, whatever, and it will pull one of those, and it's going to spin different synonyms of different words, so it's not going to be, everything's not going to be the same. But they don't have that built in here. Huge flaw, okay? Again, not a big deal for me. If I'm trying to rank, this address right here, let's say whatever it is, 125 Antonio Street in whatever, Miami, Florida. Well, it's not really that big of a deal. I could put 125 Antonio Street, single family home. If I just do the street name, it's not going to probably rank very well. But if I do titles that are just that no one's really searching for, and that's what this program is intended to do, the low-hanging fruit. You could tell because none of the videos in Bob's example, or even what I'm going to show you, even get any views. They don't. It's a ploy is what this is. It's to go into a seller. All right, it's not going to get you views. Don't be fooled and think it will. So then you're going to go in and you do your description, you do your 20 different title tags. This will be real easy. This won't take too much time. And then you do your slides. Again, not a big deal. You can make all this up. This won't take any slides. It'd take too much time. Then you do your music. The music's already in there for you. And then you finalize it. Okay, well, here's the problem. You're not putting tags in there. Tags are keywords. It's telling what Google, or I should say YouTube, what the video is about. So what's happening is you take your tags and you put your tags in the YouTube video. Again, it's like keywords for Google. So you put them in there and it's saying, hey YouTube, this is what my video's about. And then YouTube's going and saying, oh, okay, cool. And then they're looking at the title, and the keyword has to be in the title, and they're like, great. And then they look in description, and you want the keyword, which if you're using an address, it'll be in the title and the description. They're saying, great. But again, the problem is you have to use 20 different descriptions, you have to use 20 different titles, and you have to use tags. So without the tags, you're basically screwed. So let me put this on hold. Let me flip over and show you something. All right, so here's basically my channel. Now I have a couple hundred videos on here. So what happened is I started to load. This is what I was saying right here earlier. This was back in December. So what I did, I wasn't sure if they were penalizing me. So I ended up adding my own video. I don't know why it says 2 months ago. This was loaded up in December. If I click on it, it's like December 27th. So I loaded this up. Well, it's not quite 3 months ago. So I loaded this up on my YouTube channel just to make sure that YouTube was putting it out there, that it was a problem with GP1 Pro. This is how I knew their software stopped working, and they wouldn't do anything to fix it. So you could see right now, this was December 27th. This right here, I think the last one right here was December 21st. A lot of these, probably 15 or 20 of them, December 21st. And you could see nothing's loaded since. And then they cut me off of my account on the 1st of January because I filed a dispute with American Express. Now the other thing that makes them that I don't really care for this company, so I bought this other program called My Equity Blueprint that's actually pretty good. I mean, overpriced as well. I'm having my brother-in-law create one right now. You could do that. Just go on Guru and have him create it. But you could go out there and I bought My Equity Blueprint. When I filed a dispute against this, they cut me off of My Equity Blueprint. So they're trying to take the money, and I like My Equity Blueprint. I was fine paying the money for it, but they just cut me off. I paid a year's service, and boom, they just cut me off. Nothing. So as you can see right here, I mean, look at this. 3 months ago, 2 views, and I'll be honest with these 2 views were probably me looking at it. 0 views, 1 view, no view. I mean, and you could look at when Bob does everything and the example he gets, it's the same thing. So now let's just go over this. The program I was talking about right here. Look, I'm going to put a link below. I don't have this isn't an affiliate. I don't make money off of this. So it's just going to this, what is it? Videocurationpro.com. That's it. You could go directly there to the website. You could buy it. It's basically the same concept. I don't know. I'm not going to get into what it costs. I think it's probably $70. You could watch a video here and how it works. But the good thing is you could spin the titles. You could spin the description. You could add the tags in there. So it's a far more robust program if that's what you're looking at. Let me see if I can find the cost. Hold on. Boy, okay, well, you could see it was $77. Now it's $47. So I don't know. Your call. I could even have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I actually asked Bob if they had a money-back guarantee, and he said no, they did not. I said why? He said, well, we don't want people using our program, and then using it and then getting rid of it. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's sort of weird because it's a continual. It's not like a one-time, thing. It's continual. So if your program's working, but you know, he told me that, but it's actually funny because if you read their terms and service contract, they do have a 30-day. But don't bank on that. I know another guy that's filed all kinds of complaints with the Better Business Bureau, the Attorney General, etc. on him, and he tried to get his money back one day after he signed up, and they wouldn't give him back. Of course, this is what he told me, someone told me, so I don't want to get into this right here. So anyhow, but this is the program. I would check out this. You know, forget these people over GP1 Pro and My Equity Blueprint. I mean, talk about dishonest. So do what you want, but the program has a lot of flaws. The company is highly flawed, and the people are highly flawed over there, in my opinion, as well. And I have proof. I don't want to take up another 5 or 10 minutes showing you all the junk that they did and all the, you know, the lies that they told me that I have recorded. But anyhow, that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, and I wish you the best of luck with your decision.